Gotta get home and work on the toys. Gotta remember bring your tools home. It's a suction tester. Maybe y'all can use that on your coworkers. See how much they suck the balls. Think that'd work? But no. What I've been doing here is last year I had to put a turbo on my X3, Can-Am X3. It was just leaking a little bit of oil at the intake side. It's not got any slack, but it was leaking oil. And me, like a big dummy, I wanted the opportunity to put a bigger turbo on it. What I done, mine is the Maverick R, X3R. They make a RR. The R was 170 horsepower from a factory, and you could get an Evo tune that turned it up to 200 horsepower. That's what I did. But the RR came factory with 200 horsepower. And I was just thinking, like a big dummy, that, hey, if I went through the parts illustration between the RR and the R, and the biggest things I could find was the turbo and the injectors was different. And of course, the pistons were different. Has a whole different compression ratio that I didn't know. But anyway, the RR turbo is more sought after. Like they didn't even want to rebuild this one, but they would the RR model for some reason. I don't even know. This thing costs more than one on a big truck. But anyway, I got the RR turbo and put on there. And I thought I had done my research, and I set my gate valve to 10 pounds. And the buggy runs great. No complaints really. But it ain't quite as pristine as it was. So I called the dealership and asked them what I should do or whatever. Because like I say, mine has the Evo tune on it. What I should do or whatever. Because until it gets warmed up, it's just slightly hesitant. That's just all I can say. But once it warms up, it's perfectly fine and runs awesome. Nobody ever know the difference if they hadn't rode it before. But anyway, I finally called Evo and was asking them. And I talked to them. And luckily, I got somebody who was pretty knowledgeable. And he told me that I would never get it to run or be like the RR unless I, change the pistons and the head and all that stuff. Or at least the pistons anyway. I think the head is the same. But anyway, he told me that I would probably need to put the turbo gate valve off of this one, wastegate, on, take the RR one off. I marked them because I didn't want to get them mixed up because I knew they'd be nearly clean and it's possible to get them mixed up. He said there was a stiffer spring in the RR than what it was the R. So he told me to take the one off of my R turbo and put it on the other one. And then he said to set it to 8 pounds. So that's what I did. Any of y'all ever run into that? Any of y'all doing that? Any of my buggy riders out there run into this or doing this? So all you do is put it on there. And this has to be on here. You can't get a right reading with it off. But just put it on there and you pump it up till you see this arm move. That's all you got to do. Like I said, I had this set to 10 pound on there. It's just like showing 7 pound out here on the thing, but it just makes a difference because when you put it on here where it goes, it actually pushes it up in there just a little bit. Again, you can't test it unless it's on there. But anyway, that's what I'm doing this evening. And eating all these bugs because I got the door open. Hot and muggy. Again, is there my friends out there running into this? Again, I marked that RR and I marked the one I put on there R because I knew I'd possibly get them mixed up. What do you think? What do you think? Is he going to tune it back to being crispy? I mean, this thing runs awesome. Honestly, you don't need no more power. But you know, I'll be honest with you, this is my opinion. This is my honest opinion. These turbos, they generate big power. There is no doubt. But the problem with them is they're weak. In the off-road situation, dirt, nastiness, they don't do nothing but cause more problems to have to repair. So myself, if I was going to buy a buggy, you're taking it from me. If I was going to buy a side-by-side, I would buy one that didn't have a turbo. But now you can do whatever you want. Again, it's a lot of power. But again, you can only go so fast on the trails, or you'll run into somebody and get yourself killed or somebody else killed. Because there's never hardly a straightaway big enough to where you can unleash it. But now I will say, when you do find that place to unleash it, it's pretty awesome. I'm just going to start this one on here. Put my little gate clip on there, because you lose that, who knows where you'll ever get one. But yeah. Any of y'all ever run in that? Gotta take my tools back to the shop.